can't believe it.
Oh my gosh, he has teeth or something in there.
Okay, I got the air compressor set up. And as you can see, the tire is totally flat. When I looked up how much PSI it takes, it says 12 PSI max. So that's what I'm going to set the machine to and see how good the compressor works. So I hit compressor, I'm going to set it at 12 PSI, hit the compressor one more time. Alright, we're about halfway there. Alright, we're at 8 PSI. Alright, we're at 10 PSI. $11. All right, it cut off at 11.9. Go ahead and turn it off. Okay, it cut off at 11.9, and the tire is totally aired up. So the compressor works pretty good. I like the feature that you can set it to the PSI it needs to go to, and then it cuts off on its own. So you can always have your tires properly aired up. Now this was just a regular lawnmower tire, but you can do that with any kind of tire that you air up. So the biggest problem is this compressor going to hold up, or is it going to be like the last Stanley FatMax I had? And only time will tell, but so far I like this feature very much. All right, I went to check my tires. I like having about 38 PSI in there, and it is right on the dot. And if you try to air it up to put more air in there, it won't do it. It stops wherever you have it set on. So you can't overinflate, underinflate. So that's one thing I like a lot better than the last one, because you didn't have that reading on my last Stanley FatMax. But on your compressor, it goes up pretty dang high to 120 PSI. So that should do well for your any kind of vehicle, your cars, lawnmowers, trucks, anything like that. This should handle it with ease. Okay, we're going to try to jump off this old lawnmower. The battery's completely dead. This is just kind of a hobby lawnmower I have. I just enjoy working on them. I just keep it going. It's really old, and the battery is completely dead. And I'll show you. Turn the switch on. Nothing. It has no juice at all. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll take the positive side. And as you can see, I had to set up like this because the cables are kind of short. I wish they were a little bit longer, but they're 26 inches. I mean, you can make it work just like this. I got it set up. I think boosting a car would probably be a little bit easier, but you can make it work. Okay, I'm going to hook up the positive side, and then what I'll do is hook up the negative side. Okay, if you can see the screen right there, it's got the little engine light, and it's got the two battery connectors, the positive and the negative. There's no beeping, no warning lights going on, so that means you got a good hookup. So all you're going to do is turn this to, on. Okay, we'll back you off a little bit so you can see this. I'll reach over here, turn the switch, and we'll see if it'll boost it off. boosted it right off. Like I said, this is just a lawnmower battery. Alright, then you would just take off the positive and negative cables, and there you go. Boost this lawnmower off perfect, which it should, because this thing has a lot of power to boost off engines. But I knew this battery was dead on the lawnmower, so I knew this would do a big test. And anytime I have to work on it, I have to charge it for about an hour, and then it barely starts anyway. So this was the easiest it started since I've had it. All right, so that was very easy to use, and this will come in handy for me with this lawnmower. But that's how you boost off a battery on a lawnmower. You do the same thing on a vehicle. Hook up positive, negative. The machine will tell you, let me zoom that back in, when you got the leads on correct. If you don't, it looks like something like this. Hear that beeping? And it's starting to flash a little warning sign. That means your cables are either hooked up on the positive on the negative, negative on the positive, or you don't have a good ground, which is this case, I just don't have a good ground. So it tells you when you got everything hooked up perfect. Very easy to use. All right, to do the alternator check, what I did was I connected the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative. Got a good connection. Now I went into the car and turned off the AC and turned off all the lights, because we're doing a no load test on the alternator. So you start the car, which is already started, let it run till it gets to idling speed, and then you're gonna press the alternator button. And I'll bring you a little closer so you can see what that looks like. Okay, got the positive to the positive, negative to the negative. It shows I got everything hooked up good. So let's do the alternator check. We'll push the button. It takes about 5 seconds. All right. It shows alternator is good. And now we'll do the load test. Okay, now for the load test, I got everything turned on. The heater, the lights, the radio, and let's see what it does. Push the button. Alternator good. All right, perfect. Can I see that? I did the test on the low with everything turned off, and the alternator is working properly, and everything running full blast, and the alternator is still working properly. So that's the alternator check on the Stanley FatMax. Okay, I got it in the dark. You can barely see it on the screen. So I'll turn on the light. Oop, wrong button. All right, there's the LED lights. You know, it's bright enough to help you out. Probably the only problem is maybe the direction that you need it to go. But if you're hooking leads up to a vehicle, it should work out pretty nice. So that's the LED lights on the Stanley FatMax.